I remember I saw everybody dancing, the older generation and the younger generation, and teenage boys.
Yeah.
And everybody just gave it their all.
Isn't that so lovely? And they can be themselves, and did you dance as well?
I joined in the games. I danced some of them.
Yeah.
But I cried.
Well, because of the whole the experience was really emotional for you, and I can totally imagine.
It was wild. Don't get me wrong. It was an amazing experience. Hi, I'm Lucy, and this is Amy.
Hi.
You can introduce yourself. Go for it.
So my name's Amy. I've been in Taiwan 12 years, and I have 2 restaurants in Taiwan, and also I have my own YouTube channel as well.
So you can check out Amy's YouTube channel, and you should definitely check out one of the restaurants.
Oh.
Or both. So today, me and Amy, we're going to share some of our best experiences in Taiwan. And so we're going to share our top 3 each.
It's hard because there's so much.
Yeah, there's really a lot we could discuss here.
There's so much. We could do a series, I think, on this.
And then maybe we can do the top 3 blah, blah, blah next time.
Yeah. So if you like it, we can try again next time.
Yeah. Would you like to go first?
Actually, I think the first thing, I guess it's the first time I went to the hot springs. So the first time I went, I didn't really like it because it was we went to a really quite cheap one. It was a tiny little room, and I found the water, I just found it too hot. But the second time we went, it was I just remember thinking, wow, this is so cool. It was one of those big public ones, and I think it was the first time I did one of the naked ones as well, and I was really nervous for a start, but I think when you go there, you realise that we're all pretty much the same. And I just remember thinking, we went in the mountains in Yami Mountain, I remember, and it was just such a beautiful experience. I remember thinking, wow, I mean, this was the 8th year in Taiwan. I remember thinking, oh my God, why haven't I done this for the first 8 years? It was such a waste because I just felt so free. And it just felt really nice just to be in this beautiful place, and I think that was something that really sticks out in my mind as a memory. I mean, what about you with the hot springs? Do you like the hot springs, or?
I do like the hot springs, but I've never tried the naked one.
It was really embarrassing. I think we spoke of before, I'd be like, no way I might ever take it, unless it's a doctor. I'm not taking clothes off in front of anyone, right? I think, yeah, because it was kind of really freeing, and you just felt, yeah, why was I so bothered about it all before? And since then, literally, as soon as it gets a little bit cold, I'm up into the mountains and I'm in the hot springs. So it's just become one of my favourite things to do in the cold weather.
For me, I think my favourite experience in Taiwan is the Aboriginal festival.
Oh, I've never been.
Oh, it's so good. The first year we went was when, I think it was not long after we got married, and one of my friends, she is Aboriginal. So she invited us, and we literally were with her family.
That's even better because you get in the real culture of it, right?
Yeah. This was her mum cooked for us. Her mum had
genuinely good, the food and the family feel, everything,
and
right?
all of her family, everybody came back to Hualien for that weekend, and games started first thing in the morning, and the games were hilarious. They were soaring stuff. Everybody's drinking and soaring, and it was just wild.
Aborigines, I just find they can really enjoy life. What I've seen of them, they just enjoy life, and they enjoy each other, and they just like to party and celebrate everything, and that's what I gather from them.
And I remember I saw everybody dancing, the older generation and the younger generation, and teenage boys.
Yeah.
And everybody just gave it their all.
Isn't that so lovely? And they can be themselves, and did you dance as well?
I joined in the games. I danced some of them.
Yeah.
But I cried.
Well, because of the whole the experience was really emotional for you, and I can totally imagine.
It was wild. Don't get me wrong. It was an amazing experience. There was a lot of drinking. There was a lot of games. There was a lot of activities and stuff. But even if you look past all of that, just the bond everybody had, and the importance of keeping the culture alive, sharing that. So that's definitely number 1. Okay, so your second?
Jingqing Mountain. I would say it's the most beautiful place I've ever seen in Taiwan. I mean, Taiwan, it's hard to say because Taiwan's got some most beautiful places. It feels like you're kind of in Switzerland, because it's all grassy, and there's all loads of little sheep around, and It is just the most beautiful place, and they've got like Taiwan's highest 7-Eleven there as well, which really
I think we stayed at the campsite opposite the 7-Eleven.
It might be the same place.
And it was the first time we camped and people had to help us.
Really? What happened?
We didn't know how to put up a tent.
I would not know how to put up a tent myself. I still don't know how to put up a tent.
But we didn't make it all the way to the top. We stopped at the 7-Eleven, camped and came back down.
So you went to Chin Mountain, but you didn't really see it. Like, you just saw the 7 and the tent.
Yeah.
At least you tried. At least
Okay, now you've told me it's the most beautiful place. I'll go back.
You gotta go back. And also there's like, I think I just love the whole area because there's like lots of little, I think they call it Little Switzerland or something, and they've got like a whole area which is all like Swiss cottages and stuff. And there's a little, is it called Little England? I forget. Maybe you guys know, but it's like a real British style like hotel. And it overlooks, we didn't stay in it, but it overlooks all the mountains and stuff, and the architecture and everything is really British, like, you know, Tudor-y type thing. And I just remember looking at it thinking, God, I feel like I'm back home. It was just, they've really gone all out and like making it feel like really, like, beautiful. And I just, still to now, I'd say that's one of my favourite places in Taiwan. It's just so, it was breathtaking. And I would always just, friends that come to Taiwan, just say you've got to go there. It's just so beautiful. But don't go on a weekend because apparently it's crazy.
You're just going to be stuck in traffic.
You're going to be stuck in traffic, yeah. So maybe you guys have been before, but you got to go. Go. Don't just go to the 7. Go and see the sheep.
My second is actually snorkeling with the kids. I think before, I didn't snorkel until I was, I don't know, 19 or something. And I remember looking down and being like, what?
There's a whole world.
This is amazing.
A whole new world. Like.
But I love that in Taiwan it's so close.
Yeah.
So like it's an island, right? So you're always going to be close to the ocean. In the UK, could you imagine snorkeling in the UK?
Oh, I wouldn't go in the water. It'd
would
be
you
like,
put your face in the water?
No.
Even if I did get in it, like, you can't see your feet.
No, never. I mean, the beaches, there's some beautiful beaches, especially like down where you are, like Nuki and all that kind of stuff. There's some beautiful beaches, but even so, like the sea.
Where's Nuki?
Really?
So yeah, definitely not snorkeling in the UK.
No.
Have you tried snorkeling in Taiwan?
Never.
What?
Never. I tried it in Philippines once, and never tried snorkeling in Taiwan. Where would you go for snorkeling in Taiwan? I don't know.
Oh, please. Let's go snorkeling.
Where would you go? Where do you go? The North Coast. Could you go there? Really?
Yeah. You only have to go like waist deep.
Seriously?
Look down, puffer fish.
Really?
Not just fish, they're like beautiful fish, like colourful fish, Nemos.
Here you've got all these like electric blue and like all this kind of stuff and like tropical fish, right? Yeah.
And it's so close to you.
I had no idea. I always thought you probably have to go to Hualien or somewhere like Taidong.
The first time Caleb was like, I'm not putting my face in. And then he figured out he could put his face in and like seeing him point to everything. And I was like, I don't think he realises how lucky he is. Finley obviously can't snorkel right now. And he will sit on the rocks and he just looks down and he'll be like, look, he can see them all.
Next time you go, ask me and I would love to go with you. I need to snorkel. I've been in Taiwan in 12 years, same as you. I've never snorkeled. Well, I've been to a place where you can snorkel, but I didn't make the most of the opportunity, just like you in the 7-Eleven. That's what we're doing.
Okay. I'll take your advice if you take my advice. Okay?
My third one, only because it's like, I'm going for my first experience of this place, and it's just the night market. My husband taking me like the second night I was in Taiwan, and I just couldn't fathom it out at how late it was as well. It was like 12 o'clock midnight and everything was buzzing. But I was just like gobsmacked to all like the noise of it and in a good way and all like the card games, and I was obsessed with those. You throw in the balloon, you know, the darts and the balloons. Yeah, I love that. And also like the hoops onto the...
Do you ever win?
No, my dad did though. My dad came here and he won every time.
People are going to see him coming be like, not
He's
that
like,
one.
no, we're closed. He put them out of business, I'm sure. And also I love the bottles and you throw the hoops on the bottles. Every time I see that, I'm like, oh my God. And Alex is like, it's $100 for a bucket. It's a rip-off. I'm like, no way. This is gonna keep me happy for 20 minutes. I just love them. Like, I won, what did I win? I won some rice wine. Not that I would ever drink rice wine, but that's the only thing I've ever won in 12 years. But I love it. I love those, like, I mean, the games in the night market are so simple, like really simple, like throwing hoops, throwing darts or stuff like that. But I love it. I could just spend so much time. And on those little, even the kiddie machines, you know, like they've got like the little like bingo-y kid machines, they're fun. And also like they've got the fish and I don't know, it's all coming out now. I just love it. I love it.
You sat there like a bunch of 3-year-olds.
Yeah, like, I'm going to win. Catch me. And I love it.
I never play the games.
Really? Oh, you go. They're addictive. Like,
I never play the games.
$100 for a bucket, and then you'd be like, oh, you want your second bucket. Even if you just win a rubbish little thing of Coke or whatever, it's just like, oh, it's so satisfying when you get the hoop over the bottle or, yeah, try it. We should go to a night market one time.
My third one is camping.
I've never camped in Taiwan. Once in the UK, but...
Oh, experiences are so different.
Yeah.
The previous Chinese New Year, before everything kicked off in Taiwan, I think it was, Alex, myself and the boys, we drove along the East Coast.
Yeah.
We drove along the East Coast and just south of Hualien, we stayed at this campsite. And really, we stayed at a lot of really beautiful campsites, but we stayed at this one and it was right on the cliff.
Wow.
It was right on the cliff, and so you could see the sunrise from your tent.
God, and it's such a beautiful part of Thailand as well, right?
You didn't have to even go anywhere. Like literally, you just unzipped your tent, and they had these cute little shelters. The next day, the only people left because everybody had day trips planned.
Yeah.
You know, everybody was like, "Oh, we're gonna go and see this place and visit this place," and I was like, "We are just gonna stay here," and it's just us, and we had the cove to ourselves.
Right?
We could
and the boys can play in the sea.
The boys could play, and we could cool off, and it was just, it really was absolutely like magical.
I went to Alisan, like I think it was in January this year, and everyone took the pictures of the sunrise, and they kind of left, and then me and my friends stayed for an extra half an hour, and the sun got more beautiful, and I just like, guys, why are you rushing off to the coffee shop?
I saw your video.
Did you watch it? Yeah.
If you haven't seen it, you should have watched this video. It's so beautiful.
That was just the real beauty, and it was just actually I should have used that as one of my top 3 now I'm thinking, but it was just stunning.
Okay, so I think I want to try out some of the suggestions you've made.
And I also do as well, like your snorkeling.
Maybe you can camp and snorkel.
And also you can go and try out Ching Mountain.
I'm going to try it out. And who knows, maybe I'll get naked and jump in a hot spring.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot we talked about that. Try it. Get naked. Why not?
Just one of the public ones. Yeah, if you have any recommendations, any suggestions of things that we should do in the next 12 years here,
let us know, because there must be stuff we've got no idea about as well, like, because Taiwan's so big and there's so much to look at and do, so let us know in the comments below and we can go and try them maybe. Do a video about it maybe, yeah.
Maybe.